there's two issues, I think, with implementing this.
Yeah.
One is the CIO usually knows little to nothing about marketing, and the marketing executives don't want to bring the engineering side of the house in for discussions. So there's a cultural bias to inaction on the part of the people making the sales. So that's a hurdle to overcome. And from the perspective of the executive and finance, IT is generally considered a cost and not a strategic asset. So you have two hurdles to overcome in order to get to the point where you can even discuss this in most companies, mid to large.
Yeah, for sure. That is for sure a big obstacle. And
from a CIO's perspective, I would say learn some marketing, go talk to them, so you overcome the barrier yourself.
Yeah.
But you have to know your stuff, and I'm finding a lot of CIOs don't know their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They rely on mid-level management or consultants to know their stuff. So you have to be able to walk in the room, know your stuff, and be able to talk marketing.
Right. I completely agree. I think that the change has started with implementing of ERP. Any company that tried to implement ERP started to get that a little bit. The reason why I say that is this, right? If you look at the ERP, really, this is how they started to see the IT people with a little bit more respect. Because what is the main power of technology? It is data handling, storage, integration, fast retrieval. What limitation? The lack of all relevant information while making a decision. And before, in absence of this, they were all locally optimizing. But then, this is the key. What new rules? This isn't procedure that are holistic based on. So, they wanted to get information from everywhere before making a decision. And this is probably moving in the right direction. Whoso is implementing SAP or had some, they all realize the power of being holistic. And I think from there, I think the CIOs have started to get slightly more involved into decision making. But before that, it was like completely, okay, I give you requirement, you just do what we can do.
We sold the vaporware, now go make it happen.
You were saying something. Yeah.
I want to add something to what you said.
Yeah.
So, so the programs that we manage are more agile, right? So marketing, CIO, technology development, requirement collection, you name it, pretty much everything runs in sprints and cycles. So the constraint that you brought, where marketing and CIO operate in silos, will that become a constraint? When CIO is looking at the change, will he be considering the marketing as a constraint and start engaging the marketing as agile cycles in the very beginning?
I think the CIO needs to get the CEO and the chief marketing officer or chief product officer to engage him in them as the leaders of the agile team. So as a CIO, think of yourself as a member of an agile team, where the head, the scrum master is the CEO, right? And if you think of it that way, well, it's not exactly obviously, but if you think of it that way, then you're always you're trying to get the CEO to engage you, because I know my stuff, marketing knows their stuff, sales knows their stuff, you're the boss, right? Whoever it is. And you're trying to get the boss to continuously engage you in the thought process of whatever it is that's coming up next year, right? So you know kind of what IT is happening this year, but you don't know necessarily what they're selling next year. And if you know what they're selling next year, then you can focus what you're doing on your IT side. I'm focusing now on, I know you're going to go here. Let me make a suggestion that you move from here to here. 10% change, 5% change, because technology is going to change. So you get that conversation going, you get your value add, you get input into the product itself, which means you're cutting out a lot of cycle times,
Right.
right? Because if they just give you the requirements you imagine that you have, or that you're planning on having, so now you have to scramble, oh, we don't have something,
Right.
right? Network's not big enough, or we don't have enough IPs, we don't, whatever it is, right? But if you know that a year in advance, because you're in the agile set of that marketing piece that the CEO is pushing because he's trying to push a product, then you can preempt that and be thinking a year ahead of where you are normally.
Well, I think what we have seen is, we have done it in some fairly large company, and I don't want to name the customers, but it starts out as a problem statement that I don't have enough budget as an IT department or as a CIO. And I keep getting requests for new projects, right? So our experience has been that we started to call it intervention. Like there are projects which are like, you go there are like maybe 100 and 1,000 projects going on at any given time. There's obviously a filter that you have to go through, but then take those biggest projects. The starting point can be take 100, 200, $500 million project in such companies. And then I start asking that question, at least align on those very huge, large projects where, if they go wrong, you will end up reworking so much. And the cycle time, like you said, is going to be huge and the value will be nothing. So at least what we have done is started by project, and I started and coached CIO to ask this question. And it has been very, very valuable, because at least what has happened is the budget is, let's say, $1 billion, and if you can align $500 million worth of budget to the main business, it's a big deal.
True.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But I think one level up,
Mm-hmm.
the constraint to even bring the constraint into the cycle is because the market condition is changing. Marketing is not going to bring something that's either profitable or feasible. So they're bringing it in.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, to your point, that you are given a requirement because that's what the market tries.
Correct.
And asking the question, definitely, like I think the questions that you brought up are very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kind of like spawns a lot of thought, like just in time and a lot of these operational concepts. But end of the day, Agile helps you kind of prioritize your backlog. So that way you know which projects and you're operating on the right ones and addressing the market conditions.
I think the flow there is definitely a flow piece to it, definitely. But I think there is a value piece to it, which is aligning with the objectives. If we can do, I think there is a lot of thought process that has gone into flow. People are trying to improve flow, implement agile, right project selection. But I think there is value alignment which will kind of cut down on later on a lot of rework. Right? That's kind of what we were thinking. I don't know. You were saying something.
No, I agree with you. Specific on the airport, I know that the new CEO in KLM, he came from Formula, and he was executive there that was focused on not supply chain, but critical path chain. And he took his knowledge to KLM and made them from a bad company in that aspect to one of the best companies that execute all the supply chain perfectly, and they became number one in that aspect.
David, yes.
Yeah, I think one could argue that not just in ERP, but in specifically CRM, the practice has been there for the past 5-6 years. Look at a company like Salesforce that disrupted SAP's domain for large customers. And they've been using critical path, critical chain management, POC, or whatever that they could come up with, including Agile. And they definitely utilized technology. And they've been one of the best innovative companies for the past 5-6 years that they've been doing. And they definitely understood and took advantage of what technology offers. So it's not just in ERP. And quite frankly, I would argue that most of our government agencies are falling behind because they're not utilizing how they could bring technology to life. And again, if we go back to agile and different methods of agile, SAP after so many years is now trying to run behind different ways of agile being implemented, as opposed to SAP. Salesforce has been there and motivating everybody to go.
I have comment on that.
Yeah.
So I think government is a problematic example because they cannot take risks. People that working on Agile, Salesforce, they are fit for money that the government gives them to succeed. And if they are failing, no one cares. If the government will fail because they try those Agile or other methods, you cannot go back. So I understand the compare, but I think it's difficult to say them on the same bus.
But I think if you get a chance, I
Yeah.
think go to they have it's a very unique thing. State of Utah has adopted TOC
Yeah.
for their operational implementation. There are lots of case studies. They have applied it to their IT department. They have applied it to the construction department. They have critical care in construction. IT, they are trying to do all that. They are applying TOC to their trouble ticket system, all the license application systems. They're even applying it to the social service, like the adult parole and probation, the child welfare services. So they have adopted TOC and they are improving flow. They are adopting agile TOC, anything that makes sense to improve the flow. I think a lot of it is sometimes leadership. A lot of it is leadership. Right? That's why we are saying CIO here. I think we are not saying go bother with anybody else because that's the only person who can talk to the chief marketing officer or the CEO and get stuff done, right? Otherwise, we will be talking about doing a team level implementation that's why I said in the big picture it doesn't matter. You can do it.
I think almost this is a kind of movement, at least in the upper management level. It's irrelevant of what technology we use.
Yeah.
Even agile. Yeah, I have been practicing since 1995. So unless we have this movement being supported by a good portion of leading leaders, the methodology is not going to succeed. So it's irrelevant which agency from which state of the different states are going after what methodology. Unless we create a social belief behind what we're doing and we prove it in action.